Good morning, CLC. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this service. We're so happy that you're here with us. With that, we come to our inner healing time. I invite everyone to just relax in this moment. Put your day and your week aside just for now. Allow your body to be still and allow your mind to be here now. Universal love enfolds me. Universal wisdom inspires me. Universal spirit enlightens me. Universal power encircles me. I am one, and all is well. As we begin this inner healing process, let me invite you to relax in quiet confidence, opening yourself to the miracle-working higher power. Now symbolize the unity of your thinking and feeling nature by touching your chest with your right hand, and let my words act as your own for your own inner healing, acceptance, and receptivity. I acknowledge that there is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own. I am in the midst of it, and it is in the midst of me, sensitive and responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling. I now make this true for myself by saying aloud, I acknowledge. Acknowledging this higher power working through my life, I admit that I am personally responsible for solving my own problems, while being guided and assisted by something greater than myself. As I am ready to surrender the conflicts of my ego to the wisdom of the infinite presence, I simply speak these words, I surrender. Knowing that forgiveness is the key to unconditional love and the feeling of heaven, I now unconditionally forgive anyone and everyone who has ever injured me in any way, real or imagined. and I now forgive myself for all of my mistaken judgments and their resulting actions. From my deepest level of understanding, I now say, I forgive. Realizing that I continually experience the effects of my own thinking, I now choose to allow this higher power to recreate me deeply, filling my mind with thoughts that are only positive, constructive, loving, and beautiful. I call upon this divine inflow by stating aloud, I choose.
I choose.
I now center upon that one special idea that I'm willing to accept as real for me in this coming week. In visualizing that idea as already acted upon and brought to pass, in seeing my idea become a fact of my experience, I enjoy the happiness and peace of my thought fulfilled and gratefully speak these words, I accept.
I accept.
Knowing that I have an everlasting place in the midst of the power that sustains all creation, as well as the support of all those around me, I allow myself to relax in the peace of fulfillment and gratitude and say, I release.
I release.
Now, in my mind's eye, I envision the presence of someone near and dear to me. This can be a friend, a family member, a teacher or mentor, someone who has touched my life in deep and loving ways. Someone who may not be physically present in the room with me this morning. I turn toward that image in my mind's eye and say, I'm grateful for the good in your life.
I'm grateful for the good in your life.
Now I open my eyes, turn to the world around me, and joyfully speak to anyone physically present in the room or virtually on this broadcast, and share in confidence and gratitude in saying, I'm grateful for the good in your life.
I'm grateful for the good in your life.
Well, some of you may or may not know, but Jesse has decided to take a mini vacation today. Now, with that, he definitely did not leave us stranded because we have a special treat for everyone. He really needs no introduction, but we don't want to bring him up to the stage without having an introduction because he's that special. Hate to call him a guest speaker because he's no guest. He's family. And we know him, we love him. He's an author, he's a minister, he is a teacher, and he's a godsend. Please welcome Reverend Arthur Johnson.
Well, good morning, everyone. Let me say that again. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's give, Einstein said E equals MC squared. And I guess I just want to give a new rendition to that. G equals M squared. So let's give the Mary and Marys a big hand. The Melody and Melodies a big hand. Definitely, I am indeed honored to be here with you on today to talk about what I believe is a very dynamic thought, a dynamic topic. And they sang a beautiful song called One More Step, One More Step, One More Step. And if Jeffrey was still over there, I'd have him to start playing again. And I just start singing along, although I cannot sing. But, right, it was just very profound because I think one of those lines said, I can see myself. Did it not say that? I can see myself taking perhaps one more step. And I think an Asian proverb says it like this, that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with perhaps It begins with one step, one step. And today we're going to talk about how to move forward with a confident mindset. So let me just kind of ask a question to get us started. How many of you are desiring to move forward? Okay, great, great. Give yourselves a big hand. Because if you weren't desiring to move forward, I would probably say, hey, this may not be your message. But then I would still say stay, because maybe you know someone who desires to move forward. And today's message really brings us to a very exciting and dynamic point in time, because perhaps we find ourselves on the downside or the backside of, quote unquote, the pandemic. So life is getting to somewhat normal, if that is even a relative term in the sense of some level of normalcy. But perhaps our lives have been on hold, on pause, stagnant, or maybe we were stuck. We were just stuck, right? We just were not moving forward. But today, it's time to move forward. How many of you would be willing to say with me, it's time to move forward?
It's time to move forward.
It's time to move forward. And basically by saying that, and those of you who are watching online, you've simply given perhaps a command to your subconscious mind to say, hey, it is time to move forward. Because how many of you know, at some point in time, even Will Rogers said it like this, that even if you're sitting on the right track, but if you don't move, guess what? You'll get run over. You get run over. So for those of you who are truly desiring to move, and you know that there is somewhere you need to go, I don't know if it's in your financial experience, if it's in your health experience, if it's in your relational experience, if it's in your weight experience, but just somewhere. Oh, wow, I got some laughs there. I went down somebody's street and I knocked on the front door and I just barged in and I just sat down in the living room, right, and just kind of gave them their future. So that's good, that's good, that's good. That lets me know I'm perhaps in the right place. But we know in some area of our lives, we want to move forward. We want to move from where we are into a higher place, into a greater destiny, because we know that where I am right now, there has to be something beyond where I am right now. God didn't just create me just to exist right here. And can I tell you something? You are God's highest form of creation. In case you did not know that. I thought everybody was going to jump up and shout right there because they said, he's talking about me. Yes, you are God's highest form of creation. I think the psalmist said it like this, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And it's not so much as what's on the outside, but it's what's on the inside. Because he says, let me make man in my image and in my likeness. So when we talk about moving forward with a confident mindset, we must know who we are. Say, I must know who I am.
Know who I am.
Hey, did that resonate? You must know who you are, because once you know who you are, you can stand for who you are. Because the saying says it like this, that if you don't stand for something, what?
You'll fall for anything.
Oh, come on, talk back to the teacher. Yeah, you'll fall for anything. But once you know who you are in God and who God is in you, you can now move forward with a confident mindset. Say, I will move forward with a confident mindset. Yeah, so notice the two words, confident. Confident simply means assurance, perhaps self-assurance. It's a feeling, right? It's a belief, right, that's going to propel me forward. And then we talk about mindset. So let's say mindset. Okay, mindset. Mindset is just like this. Over here. And you at home, if you have a thermostat, right, inside of your house, that's like a mindset, because you get to set the thermostat, right, to what you want it to be. And then the temperature, right, will meet the thermostat setting, right? And your mindset, once it is set to confidence, right, everything else in your life experience has to rise to the level of confidence. Say, I am confident. Yeah, and you probably say, well, if I really don't feel confident, say it anyway. You just keep on saying it, right, until self catches up. I had a funny conversation with my dad, and we were talking, and he was talking about sleep. And he said he needed to get some sleep. and he was going to catch up with it because it had gotten away from him. Like, wow, I never heard it like that. He's 77 years young, but he was going to catch up with his sleep because he knew it was available for him. Well, I want you to know that confidence is available for you. But let me tell you, I went by Costco and they didn't have any. Y'all know it's a shortage. It's a supply shortage. So you go and you look on different shelves and you don't see things. But there is no confidence in Costco. There is no confidence in Sam's and even Amazon, right? As large as it is, as wide as it is, and all of the supplies that it has no confidence, right? But guess what? You have confidence right where you're sitting. Because your confidence comes from within you. And the confidence that you have within you is the God in you. It's the God in you. Let me share a story with you that will set the stage for today's teaching. I eavesdropped on a conversation. Have y'all ever eavesdropped on somebody? Come on, tell the truth. We're in the spiritual center. Right. So I eavesdropped on a conversation, and it was a conversation that was being held by two individuals. And one individual was not going to move forward. But the other individual had a mandate to move forward. One guy's name was Moses, and the other guy's name was Joshua. And one had to go forward into the promised land. And he had a conversation with him. And maybe today, maybe you have a promised land that you want to enter into. Maybe there's a promise that has been set aside for you. There's a promise that has been prepared for you. And you just have to go in and get it. And you may not be as faithful as you want to be in moving forward. You may not be as believing as you need to be in order to go and claim the promise. But I was eavesdropping on this conversation, and I want to share several points that were brought out. I call it strategic points on your way to your promised land. Strategic points on your way to your promised land. And there are three things that I want to break out from this conversation that I was eavesdropping on. It's kind of like a coaching conversation. Have y'all heard of coaching? Coaching today, everybody should have a coach. Even Tiger Woods has a coach. LeBron has a coach. Everybody should have a coach. Just so you know, I'm a coach. So if you need a coach, just let me know. No, just kidding. That was a shameless plug. But he was coaching him. He was coaching him to go into this promised land, and he was going to need to have his mindset right because he knew that his mindset would determine his movement. Woo, say that again, Arthur. Your mindset determines your movement. So if you're not moving on the things of good, on the things of God, it's because your mind is not with the things of God and the things of good. But once your mind gets in alignment with the mind of God, things begin to happen. So this is what they were talking about. The very first thing I want to share with you, if you're going to move forward with a confident mindset, is simply this. You must, say I must. I must. You must assess your assets. You must assess your assets. If you're going to move forward, you must assess your assets. Yes, you that are watching online, you must assess your assets. I didn't say sit on your assets. I said you must assess. You must assess your assets. You must know what you're working with. Because oftentimes life tends to happen to us in such a way that we seem that we don't have anything going for us. And I think my good brother Jesse, my brother, mentor, spiritual coach, and all things above and beyond, he wrote a book called More Than We Seem, right? You've got to know that right where you are, there's more to you than it seems. Let me clap for you right now. Because sometimes we can get so beat up by life and get so beat up by a situation, we think that we don't have anything going for us. So you must assess your assets. So here's the question. I want you to do a 30-second review. What do you have going for you? A 30-second review. What do you have going for you? I know I want to go here. I know I'm right here. What do I have at this present moment that will move me from here to here? Not all the way there, because the song says just take one step. I won't just look at the whole mountain because it'll overwhelm me. If I just look at the whole goal, it will overtake me. But if I'm just willing to see, okay, right here, right now, what can I do to move to where I want to go? What do I have right now in my lunch kit, in my knapsack, right? What do I have right now that can help me move there? I then have something to work with. Did y'all come up with anything? 30-second review. You may say, Arthur, I need 60. Okay. I like to call it hard work. You know, after every service, you need to do some hard work. We normally call it homework, but you need to do some hard work. How can I apply this message to my heart, right? How can it make me a better person? The heart is simply the subconscious mind. What's kind of going on there? What can I plant there and allow it to flower and bloom and blossom in my life experience? So if you did not come up with anything, which I know you did, so I'm going to give you something extra. Not the TV show extra, but I'm going to give you something extra. At very first point when I said assess your assets, it's found there in Deuteronomy, in the book of the Bible, if you are a Bible reader. I just call it the basic instructions before leaving earth. Right? Some people take offense to it, right? It has some good stories there, right? You do this, that happened. You don't do this, that happened, right? And you can take it and leave it as such. But as I said, don't throw the whole baby out with the bathwater, right? Get that which is good, take it, apply it, and let the rest go. Yeah. Basic instructions before leaving earth, right? So it's right there in Deuteronomy 31 and 8, and this conversation is going on, and I decide to eavesdrop, right? And the principle that I took from assess your assets, he simply told him this, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. Now he's going into the promised land. He's going forward to improve his finances. He's going forward to improve his health. He's going forward to improve his relationships. He's going forward to improve his career. He's going forward to improve his net worth. He's going forward to improve himself. But in that, he needed to know that you think you don't have what it takes to go forward. But what I need to let you know is that the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. That's good news. Because when we talk about assessing our assets, oftentimes we think we are alone. Oftentimes we think we have nothing going for us. Oftentimes we think we have nothing going in our favor. But when we understand that the Lord, let me just kind of do word substitution because the Lord may have hit some of y'all hard. God, Spirit, divine mind, infinite intelligence, Mother God, whatever you want to label it, but there's a power and there's a presence, right, that goes before you and will also be with you. I think that's good news when we talk about moving forward with a confident mindset. Because remember, what I want to do is help you change the dial on the thermostat. And I want you to move into confidence. And the first thing that will help you to do that is to assess your assets, to understand that God himself goes before you and will be with you. So what are you saying, Arthur? What I am simply saying is that when God goes before you, right, he goes before you, right, to make the path straight. He goes before you to make the path clear. So you wonder, how can I know how to go forward? How can I know what to do? Well, it will be shown to you because it has been laid out for you. And not only does God go before you, but he will also be with you. So not only does he go before you, he's also around you. The power and the presence of God not only goes before you, but it's always around you. Let me ask you this. How many of y'all drive a vehicle? Okay. I'm not with the insurance regulating agency, but I'm going to ask the question. How many of y'all have insurance for your car? Okay. Do you drive that car with a higher level of confidence because you have insurance? Come on, talk back to me. You do, right? Right? Because you know that if something happens, you are covered. Say, I am covered.
I am covered.
Exactly. So therefore, we can move forward with a confident mindset, right? Because God goes before us and God will also be with us. Because how many of you know this? That you can go no place that God is not. Come on, talk to me. Right? We can go no place that God, because if we believe that God is everywhere, right, at the same time, equally distributed, we can go no place that God is not. So yes, God is here. When I go there, God is there. Wherever I go, God is already there. That's good news. So I don't have to go afraid, right? Because I know that not only is my power going before me, but my power is also within me. Do you believe that about you?
Oh, yes.
There's a guy by the name of Gary Player. He was a famous golfer, and he just turned 86. He just signed a big contract with Jack Nicklaus, and they're going to design some golf courses. But he said this. He says, I try to work with God as a partner. I try to work with God as a partner. Because how many of you know that we work with God to co-create our life experience? I know that's a hard pill to swallow, right? Yeah, because there are just some things, it's like, oh, what was I thinking? But once we can take responsibility for what has shown up, for what has been created, we can now own that responsibility and now make the change that we need to make. But when we say it was out there, right, when we defer responsibility, we now engage in what I call a disability. Because we deferred responsibility. Does that make sense? Okay, so players say, I try to work with God in concert. So if we're going to move forward with a confident mindset in order to accomplish the things of God, we have to work with God. Say, I must work with God. So let me ask you a question. How many of y'all are willing to work with God? Okay. How many of you believe God? That's the question, right? In a great book called Your Invisible Power, Genevieve B. Rand said this, and it's a powerful thought. She said this, you believe in God, believe in yourself as the physical instrument in which God operates. You say you believe in God, but I need you to believe in yourself as the physical instrument by which God expresses. So we say we believe in God, we have to say that we believe in ourselves, because if you believe that you and God are one, how can there be you and no God? How can you believe in God and not believe in yourself? Say, I believe in God, and I believe in myself. Okay, so if you're going to move forward with a confident mindset, you must assess your assets. You must assess your assets. So here's the question. What are you doing with what you have? What are you doing with what you have? Because if we just sit down on what we have, what happens? We don't go anywhere. Right? We're not chickens. Right, we don't automatically have something that just magically hatches, right, when we just sit on it, right? But when we get up and when we put it to use, we can now move forward. When you get up, you can go up. I'll say that again. When you get up, you can go up, but you can never go up if you're not willing to get up. Secondly, so not only must you assess your assets, if you're going to move forward with a confident mindset, let me just kind of do a quick review, a quick check. How many of you have something going for you? And you're happy about that something that's going for you? Oh, good. Okay, good. Let me clap for you. Because when you realize that you do have something going for you, when you realize that you can make it, when you realize that you can do it, when you realize that you can become, it speeds up your actions. Because so many times we move through life at half speed. We tiptoe through life hoping to get to death safely. Y'all gonna catch that one on the way home. We tiptoe through life hoping to get to death safely. We have to live full speed. Because if we're not living full life today, perhaps we're already dead. Yeah, if we're not living fully alive today, we're probably already dead. We cannot wait till tomorrow to live alive. We must live alive today. If you are alive, be alive. Would you not agree? Yes. Because, and I'm going to move on from this point. I was just sharing with someone on yesterday. They had attended a funeral of someone who passed away. God rest his soul, and prayers and blessings to his family. 30 years old. 30 years old. Had a stomach pain, went to the hospital, was admitted, called his parents to let them know because he was working out of town, that he was in the hospital. 30 minutes later, he was dead. Wow. And they buried him on yesterday. Wow. And oftentimes, it only takes going to a funeral to understand how precious life is, how short life is, and how important life is. And for those who are aware, they tend to reflect, am I living my best life now? And if not, what do I need to do from this point forward in order to take one step toward my best life, one step toward my ideal life? Because God is not withholding anything. I must say that as a disclaimer. God is not withholding anything. If anything is being withheld, we are withholding it from ourselves. Yes. Yes. But as we grow, flourish, and prosper, God gets to enjoy growing, flourishing, and prospering through us. Yes. If you like nice food, God likes nice food through you. If you like travel, God enjoys travel through you. If you like going to movies, God enjoys movies through you. So you want to give God something to smile about. So not only must you assess your assets, the second thing that you must do is you must claim your power. You must claim your power. Because he says, hey, the Lord himself goes before you. I love that, the Lord himself. God doesn't send a proxy. He said the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. That's what you have working for you and with you and through you. Secondly, he told him this. Deuteronomy 31:8, the B part, he says this. He says, and he will never leave you nor forsake you. I love that. He says, he will never leave you nor forsake you. Now, he could have simply said, he will not leave you nor forsake you. But that would have been perhaps in a singular fashion. But when he said never, that extends to eternity. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So that simply means your insurance will always be in effect. It's paid in full. I know they have some life policies called paid up policies. Well, guess what? Your policy with God is already paid up because he paid it up when he brought you into the world. So no matter what comes, you know that you will make it through because you know that all things work together for good, right? Because you understand, right, your benefits of your policy. He said he will never leave you nor forsake. I know sometimes situations will cause us to feel abandoned. People will walk out. Things will break down. That's okay. If people walk out, that's for other people to walk in. If things break down, that's for other things to be built up. But it's about a perspective and a mindset. Someone say mindset. Mindset. Yeah, mindset. And who controls the mindset? Yes, you do. So if I come into your house and it's hot, and you say, you know what, Arthur, it is so hot in here. I'm just sweating. And I'm like, did you pay the bill? Yes. Did you pay the electrical bill? Yes. Is it working? Yes. Turn the air on. You must have got that right from heaven, Arthur. It's some of the things that we have control. And I believe we're waiting on God, and God is waiting on us because he said, I've already given you everything you need to do what you need to do. Just do it. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So you must claim your power. And while you're claiming your power, I want you to consider your promise as well. Because when you're claiming your power, it's like if we were to go to Reliant and we were to pay to have electricity established, right? Once we do that, once we pay the bill, it's not a hope or a wish or a prayer, whether it's going to come on, right? Because the promise is if you pay for your connection, there's already energy flowing into your house, right? So if we're already believing, right, the energy is already flowing into our house experience, right? All we have to do is once again consider the promise and claim the power.
Yes.
Say, I am.
I am
Powerful.
powerful.
Say, I am.
I am
Powerful.
powerful.
I am.
I am
Powerful.
powerful.
I am.
I am
Powerful.
powerful.
Okay, I want you to practice that at home. That's going to be some more hard work. That's going to be some more hard work. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful because you are powerful. In that same book I was telling you about, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, there was a story. These men, they were weak, right? And they were finding themselves against the odds. And this is the command that came to them. He says, let the weak say, I am strong. If you want to go back and look at that book, it's Joel 3 and 10. Joel 3 and 10. Joel 3 and 10. He says, let the weak say, I am strong. So I implore you to speak your conviction and not your condition. Speak your conviction and not your condition. So he didn't say, I am weak, I am weak, I am weak, I am weak. He said, let the weak say, I am strong, right? I may be weak here, but I know strength is in here, right? So I call strength to come to the occasion. Because I understand who I am, I understand whose I am, and I understand what's operating on the inside of me. So I can say, I am strong in the midst of what may be considered weakness. So claim your power. Consider your promise, because he says he'll never leave you nor forsake you. This is the last thing that he told him. And I think it's very important for us to know. So not only did he say, hey, I need you to assess your assets. So I need you to assess your assets. What do you have working for you? Secondly, not only do I need you to just know what's working for you, I need you to claim your power. I need you to claim your power. And as I continue to study the truth of mind science, the truth of truth, and just kind of understand it's an inside job. It's an inside job. It's happening right where you're sitting. I wish it could come another way, but it's happening right where you're sitting. Because where is God? God is right where you're sitting. He's closer than your next breath. There is no separation. So if there's going to be power cultivated, if there's going to be power generated, if there's going to be power manifested, it's going to come right from where you're sitting. Lastly, he told him this. He says, do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. So not only do I need you to assess your assets, not only do I need you to claim your power, I need you to take action. I need you to take action. I need you to take action. Remember the thing you said that you wanted to move toward? Did y'all let it go already? You still have it? Because it has not moved. So hopefully you have not moved, right? So in order for you to get there, action has to be taken. So he told them, hey, don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. I need you to be able to move forward. I need you to be able to move toward the promise. I need you to be able to move toward the goal. I need you to be able to move toward the gift, toward the promotion, toward the health, toward the strength, toward the joy, toward the power. I need you to be able to move from where you are to where you want to be. No matter how afraid you may be, but don't let your fear cause you to become discouraged, because as the story would say, he did not give us a spirit of fear. We were given a spirit of power and love and a sound mind. That's what was invested in us in the very beginning. Power, love, and a sound mind. Say, I have power.
I have power.
I have a sound mind.
I have a sound mind.
I have discipline.
I have discipline.
I know you may say, hey, Arthur, wait a minute. You don't know about me. But you know what? I do know about you, because you're God's highest form of creation. And that simply means you can become whatever you set your mind to become. There's nothing that you cannot be. Because how many of y'all have heard this one before? With God, all things are possible. Yeah, not some things, right? And I love there was no qualification there. And I believe that was by design so that people couldn't point and choose. Say, oh, yeah, that's possible. Oh, yeah, that's not possible. No, it just simply said that with God, all things are possible. So it's left up to us to believe what that word says. And once we believe what that word says, we can now speak that word with power and conviction. So we must take action, but don't just take any kind of action. I want you to take action trusting the one who's guiding the action. Take action trusting the one who is guiding the action. So my actions are on point. My actions are powerful. My steps are purposeful. I know where it is I'm going. And I'm taking steps that are in direct alignment with where I'm going. Why? Because I'm thinking about where I'm going. I'm feeling the feelings of being where I desire to be. And I'm taking that necessary action to get to where it is I want to be. So if you're going to move forward with a confident mindset, these are the three things that must happen. You must assess your assets. And I'm here to tell you, you have something working for you. I know you do, because you're looking at me and I'm looking at you. Because I'd ask you, how much would you sell an eye for? How much would you sell an ear for? How much would you sell a leg for? You have something working for you. And it amazes me. I was sharing with someone a couple of days ago. There's a guy at the gym working out and he's blind. He's walking around with his little stick. And I begin to watch him because as he's going on, and I'm just in amazement because once again, there is no limit other than the limits you set in your own mind. So he's just walking around and he's just doing this. And he went over to the treadmill blind with a stick. And then he took his time and he got his phone out and he got his earphones on and he put them on. And I suppose he started his music because he started walking on the treadmill blind. He's exercising blind. He had every reason to sit at home and get down on himself and say, I have no reason to live, but he found a reason to live. He found a reason to get up. He found a reason to go forward. I wonder, will you find a reason, right, to move forward with a confident mindset? So you must assess your assets. You must claim your power. You must claim your power. Your power is not in your circumstances. Your power is not in your conditions. Your power is in your conviction. Your power is in the power of your mind. And that's the mind that God gave you. And the mind you work with is the same mind that God is in mind. It's the same mind that created the heavens and the stars. It's the same mind that causes things to come about. That is the same mind that's working inside of you. You say, hey, Arthur, well, my mind's not all that powerful. Try using it. Try using it. And you'll come to find out how powerful it is. It is so powerful that it regulates your breath, because if you had to do it, you may forget to breathe. It's just that powerful. It regulates your heartbeat, because if it was left up to you, you'd get caught up on TikTok, right? Yeah, it's your heart TikToking, not TikTok the app. You must claim your power. It's right where you are sitting now. Don't leave this place like you came. There's no reason that you have to. And if you do, it's by choice. Yes. And the last thing is that you must take action. Because information without application produces frustration. Information without application produces frustration. But information plus application produces transformation. If you act, there's something called the law of action and reaction. If you act, something's bound to happen. But you got to act in your mind first, because everything is created twice. Let me wrap up here. I've spelled a word. A.C.T. Act. Assess, claim, take. Act, A-C-T. If any of you have gone to college, have a child in college, have a neighbor in college, watch college on TV. There's something called the A.C.T. exam. It's an entrance exam. And the higher you score on this exam, the greater your chances of getting accepted to your chosen college of choice. The A.C.T. exam. That applies to us in life. The higher your A.C.T. score, the greater your chances of creating the life you desire and deserve. But if you don't act, you can't experience the life you desire and deserve. No different than if you don't take the A.C.T. test, you can't enter into college when that is a requirement. And it is a requirement for us to act in concert with God in order to experience the great things that God desires for us to have. And this is my last example. And Jeffrey, you just kind of play softly. Because some of y'all didn't get to act. Y'all didn't get to act the A.C.T. exam. This is it. A bag of popcorn. Those of you at home, if you've gone to get your bag of popcorn, you went a little bit too early. But this popcorn is called Act 2. Act 2, that's the brand of popcorn. And it says the best value in popcorn. The best value in popcorn, Act 2. So before you came today, maybe you were on Act 1 of your life experience. But hopefully today when you leave, you say, you know what? I'm going to set out on Act 2. I'm going to set out on becoming a new me. I'm going to set out on creating a new body, a new brain, a new financial experience, a new health experience, a new relationship experience, a new career experience, because I know that I have something working for me, and that's God. I know I have power within me, and that's God. And I know that I can take action based on that power. Because there is a power in the universe that's greater than you are, that's greater than I am, that we can use to create a dynamic life. And this bag of popcorn is filled with what? No trick question. Popcorn kernels. You know what I call it? I call it the bag of potential. And guess what? You have been given a bag of potential. Are you just going to leave it in the bag, nice and neatly wrapped? Or are you going to be brave enough to unwrap it and put it in an environment where it can flourish? Because the popcorn will never become popcorn until it's placed in an environment that can produce popcorn. But there is something special about you that once you identify with it and place it in its right environment, it's going to do something for you that you've never been able to do or imagine for yourself. Because it says it like this: now unto him who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we can ask, think, or imagine, according to the power that is at work within us. And that's God power. That's G power. And it will pop your popcorn kernels to no end and put some butter on it, and you'll live a life that, I did not know it was that good. Come on, give yourselves a big hand clap. All right, let us all bow for this closing treatment. It's going to be 60 seconds, Jeff, 60 seconds. We're so grateful for this day. We're grateful for this moment. We're grateful for this time. I'm grateful for each and every person that has listened to these words today. I am grateful that we do have assets, that we do have power that we can claim, that we do have actions that we must take. I am grateful for the beauty of life, for the beauty that has created us and set us in this place and in this time, for that beauty that loves us so much that it would not leave us where we are or like we are, because it desires what is best for us. So help us this morning, this moment, this time, to come into a full awareness, to perhaps have an aha moment, to realize that I'm made for more, I'm designed for more, I was created for more, I'm the very expression of God, and I want to be the very best expression that I can be. I want to let my light shine so that people can see what's operating on the inside of me. Let this become true for us. Let our hearts burn, let our minds be transformed, let our actions move us in the direction of the promised land. And we will be forever grateful and thankful. Because it is in you that we live and move and have our being. We claim power right here and now. We claim direction right here and now. We claim strength right here and now. We claim success right here and now. Health right here and now. Relationships right here and now. Joy right here and now. We claim all the good of God right here and now because it manifests for us to harvest. And for that, we are grateful and we are thankful. Amen. And so it is.
Thank you, guys. And now as our ushers, make their way to the back, I want to ask, is there anyone here for the first time? Please raise your hand if you're here for the first time. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming and being a part of this. This was a great day to be here, so yes. David will have information to give to you, so please accept that. If you are here for the first time online, please let us know. All you have to do is send us a message in Facebook Messenger. You can let us know in chat. You can also email us at info@creativelife.org so we can say hi and give you additional information. And now, I invite you all to say with me, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. I am prosperous now, and so it is. And now on the harp, Mary Radspinner.
And my mind just went blank, and that's a good thing. Because that means that whatever I'm about to say, I didn't think about. I'm going to trust God to provide the words. I'm about to do one of the acts that we teach you here. The act of treatment, the act of prayer, the act of speaking our word, the act of speaking our word and wrapping it in that feeling. And what is it that we want today? So I am knowing that there is one power, one presence, one life, one love. And I know that I am a part of that power, that life is my life, that love flows through me. And I know that love made me, and that love made me as a channel for itself. That the mind that I use is the same mind that made me. And as I know this about myself, so too do I know it about each and every one of you. I know that the life you are living is God's life. That God is enjoying life through you. And I am knowing that when you speak your word, God is simply waiting for the ask. As Reverend Arthur said, God withholds nothing. Nothing. But it is the asking that makes us willing to accept. So I know that you know this. I know that you are a channel for the divine love. And that through you, through us, through each and every living being, the world is made anew. The world is made heaven on earth. The world is made in love, for love, through love. And I am grateful to know this. I am grateful to know who I am. I am grateful to know who each and every one of you are, and that is a beloved child of God. Make no mistake. God loves you. And we love you. And we are grateful for you, and we are grateful for anybody that watches us online. We are grateful for the people that show up. We are grateful for our musicians. We are grateful to have a place to come. We are grateful for a teaching that teaches us who we are and what we are capable of. And I am grateful for Reverend Arthur, and I am grateful for Reverend Jesse, and I'm grateful for the staff ministers and the practitioners that show up to make this place what it is. And I'm grateful for the tech team. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you, just for being you. And I know this love, and I know this power, and I know this life, and I know this presence. And I know that as I speak these words into my acceptance, it is done as I believe. And so it is.
So it is. Say this with me now, if you will. Something wonderful
Something wonderful
is happening through me.
is happening through me.
I feel it
I feel it.
in my body.
I feel my body.
I feel it
I feel it
in my mind.
in my mind.
I feel it
I feel it
in everything I am.
in everything I am.
I choose it.
I choose it.
I trust it.
I trust it.
I use it.
I use
And
it.
I love it.
And I love
And
it.
so it is.
So it is.
Have a beautiful day.
Woo!